Hey everybody, this is the first trip back out since I've moved. I'm up on a freestoner up in the Klamath National Forest. The water does look promising. It is kind of skinny, but the water's cold and there's some good holding water. The Sage R8's been sent back for repairs. It's sad. The front reel seat's loose on it, so I sent it back for warranty repair. Today I'm using an 8.5 foot Okuma 5 weight, the mono rig, and I'm going to be fishing dry dropper. I've got a atomic ant on the top. And down here on the point, I've got a little jujubatus because this water's pretty skinny. So let's see how it works. So I've got the mono rig this time. So I should be able to fish fairly close. I don't need to be able to cast really far. The jujubatus on the dropper, it's about, I don't know, like a 2mm bead on it. Just to give me a little extra something. Ooh. What's going on here? Oh my gosh. That's a fish. That's the smallest little rainbow trout I've ever caught in my life. It was 1.5 inches long. Ooh. I just came up to get the ant. Ooh. That went down pretty quick, but also snagged. Oh, somebody tried to get the ant again. Ooh, that was definitely a neat. I need to make my dropper a little shorter. So I don't know that I'm connecting with it. Like I feel like a fish could be eating my nymph and I would never know it because it's just so much slack. So I've got it about 20 inches below the dry fly. All right, let's shorten it up. That's more like, I don't know, 16 inches. No, it's probably more like 2 feet below the dry fly. Let's see if this gets me a little more connected. Ooh. You might consider a dry fly. They keep trying to eat my ant. And they can't get it in their mouth. Yeah. I've had several try to get the ant. Oh, nice one. Good job. A promising little hole. Not sure if my bait is to get down. We'll see. Need a little more nymph. Crystal got another one up there, so that's awesome. I put on a, I think it's a size 16 Walt's worm. Not sure if my fly will carry that. Oh, looks like it's floating it. I guess. A little too much, I think. I think the fish are in these fastest things, so I might switch to an Indy. We'll see. I know that's what Crystal's running. Okay. Kind of wish I had a smaller Indy. Actually, might look in my bag. I might have some smaller ones. It's just a little much. Oh, jeez. Broke the whole rig off. So I've re-rigged. I have a single nymph on now. It's a Frenchie, size 18. And I got a smaller indicator from Crystal. It's a little more sensitive in this water. And this snagged up again. Alright, I'm free. Didn't lose anything. It's challenging because there's some really nice deep water over here that I want to get my fly down into, but this rock is snaggy as heck. It's weird because it's like really smooth granite. You'd think it'd just slide over it. Okay. Huh. Okay. Shorten it down a couple inches. This water is too good to walk away from. I think I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to switch to 6X tippet and get a little bit more on there so I can get my cider a little further away from the water and maybe go a little deeper. This water's pretty deep, comparatively speaking. Okay, let's make that change. Okay, now we got lighter tippet. It's a little longer too. And I'll send it through here a few times. If it doesn't work, I'll change flies. Still have the thread Frenchie on. Go for a shot back. This water looks fishy, but so is a lot of it, Ben. Oh, there's a fish. Jeez. There's one, another one. A little better than my last one though. Oh geez, that's a fish. Gosh darn it. Just helicoptered that one. Jeez. Little one, little one. He's one of those 8-inchers that Crystal caught.
Just in my mind, but for now that is fine, 'cause I'm already there. I'm already there. It may take some time, but we'll leave this behind.
Well, we caught a few fish there in the last spot. Had some lunch and just decided to come out and check out this lake we saw on the map. Water's cold. There's a caddis out there dropping eggs. I haven't seen any fish cruising or rising, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so we've got a Frenchie up on the dropper and a black balanced leech down on the point under an indicator.
I'm already there.
So I saw a pretty large surface disturbance here. I say that because there's been a lot of bugs and frogs making ripples, but did a cast out there. It was like in the shade in this little deeper corner. Well, even if we don't find any fish, this lake is beautiful up against this cement bluff. It's pretty cool. All right, thanks everybody for making it all the way to the end. It makes a huge difference. I appreciate you. So I get a lot of people asking me all the time, you know, how do I go find good water to go fish? And basically this video is an example of how to do that. I basically looked on a map, I looked for something close to home, found, you know, you could call it blue lining. I went looking for a river, had no idea, didn't do any research. I just went, checked it out and fished it. And you know, you can make conclusions if that's a good river or not. That's up to you. We all define that differently. In this case, it was super beautiful. The fishing was average. I mean, the fish were small, and that's cool if you're into that. I would have liked to seen a little more water, but the water was cold and it was holding fish and they were all healthy. And it was a fun challenge trying to get them. On retrospect, I probably should have just stuck with a dry fly instead of switching to straight nymphing. The fish were trying to eat the dry, but they just couldn't get that bigger bionic ant in their mouth. But I think any dry fly probably would have worked in that situation, and I regret not trying to experiment more with that before switching to straight nymphing under an indicator, which worked. But that's just kind of the technique I always use all the time, and you know, it's just fun to mix it up and try new things and learn new things. And that same theme continued after lunch. We went and looked on a map and we saw there was a lake nearby, so we headed up there to check it out and see what we could find. We didn't know if there would be any fish in it. In this case, it looked like it was a barren lake. There was nothing to be seen. There were no cruisers, no fish rising, and obviously we didn't catch any. But that lake was pretty shallow, so I imagine in the winter it freezes all the way through and it would sterilize the lake every winter unless it got planted, which may be the case. I'm not sure, but you know, back to my earlier point that, you know, that's just how you discover the water around you. That's how you learn if a river is good or bad. You don't always have to rely on people like me making videos to give you an idea or doing river reports. For me, just getting out there and discovering what's good, what's bad, that's a lot of the fun for me. I just love the discovery process. And it just, sometimes you have some killer fishing days and sometimes you don't. I mean, in this case, I would consider it average. I mean, we caught fish and I like to catch a little bit bigger fish. I don't mind that they're small, but sometimes, you know, when they're trying to eat that dry fly and they can't get it in their mouth, that's a little bit frustrating because those fish were, many of them were under 2 inches long. They were just very young. As always, these nymphs I used today are available in the shop at driftstone.co. You can check those out and pick them up for yourself. I'm planning on adding that bionic ant to the shop eventually. I keep wanting to get to it, but it's going to happen eventually, so keep your eyes open for that. So over on the Discord, I had a Fly of the Month challenge back in August, and I kind of botched it because I moved at the end of the month, and I didn't get it all released in a timely manner, but there was so much talent in the Discord, it was really hard to choose the finalists. But I want to thank everybody who submitted pictures of their flies. They were all really fantastic, but a huge shout out goes out to Jameson. Just take a look at that thing. Those dubbing wraps for the thorax, they're so clean, it's so perfect. He's a very talented tyer. So he got a $20 gift certificate to use in the shop. If you want a chance to win in the next contest, join up on the Discord. There's a link down in the description. I'm gonna host the next Fly of the Month challenge in November. The theme this time is gonna be streamers because in fall time is streamer time, baby. So let's see what you got. And if you've made it this far and you haven't hit that like button yet, just hit that like button. You know you wanna do it, it's down there. Just hit it. It helps me out, it doesn't cost you anything, so I appreciate you guys. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I post a new video every single week. And until the next time, everybody, Godspeed.